Hi, everyone. So, if you've been watching the Buddhist Monks Walk for Peace from Texas to Washington, D.C., you'll know by now that the Christians have been viciously attacking them both online and physically at the Peace Walk. So, and if you've been a Buddhist for any period of time, you're almost and are open about that to others. You've also been told many, many times by Christians in your life that you're going to hell. And before anything else, I want to say clearly that there's actually no Bible verse that says Buddhists are going to hell. And since the Bible, Christianity was developed after Buddhism, you would think it would say that, right? So people are extrapolating and honestly inventing something that it doesn't actually say. So um, the hate I've received from Christians has been traumatizing. Some of it came from people that I thought loved me, that I trusted, and I even received it from close family members that I thought cared about me. But apparently, they don't, because you wouldn't send that kind of hate to people if you did, right? So, and I've even received it from coworkers, and so I've received it from people that I thought were my friends. It's really painful and it's really confusing. That like are they not self-aware? Do they not really see themselves? Do they not hear themselves? It's really confusing. But anyway, for anyone else, I just want to throw it up there that religious trauma is real, and if you've been there, there are resources to help you heal, and I've needed them myself. So when Christians tell me that I'm going to hell because I'm a Buddhist, the hate that they're sending out isn't actually about me, right? It's not. When they're sending that hate out to you, it's not about you. Okay. And it took me a long time to understand that. And I still have to remind myself. But when they tell other people they're going to hell, it's about their fear, actually. What they want is social proof that their path is the only right one. And when I don't join them, it threatens that proof. Okay. So their fear of, being wrong festers inside them, right? They want that social proof and they're just not getting it. And so it turns into anger. And then that hate, right, is what is thrown back at me or to the monks or to other people. So Buddha taught that when somebody throws hate at you, you have two choices. You can pick it up and carry it with you, or you can leave it where it fell. So the moment I really understood that, things really do start to change, right? And we have to remind ourselves. I don't have to take in somebody else's fear. I don't have to carry their anxiety about salvation. That's their burden. That's their burden, and it is not my burden. They're looking for social proof, and I can't give it to them, right? When somebody says you're going to hell, what they're really saying is that I'm afraid. They're saying they're afraid. They're afraid of being wrong. They're afraid of their own uncertainty. They're afraid that anything outside of their worldview might disrupt you know, their world construct, right? And this fear tries to convert others. Fear always wants company. But compassion doesn't need agreement. Compassion does not need to win. Compassion really sees the suffering beneath their behavior. So when Christians throw hate at us, just breathe and remember this person is trying to escape their own deep suffering. And we can relate to that, right? We all want to be happy and we all want to avoid pain. So instead of absorbing their hate, we can transform it. We can send them our love. We can wish them well. We can wish them that they be happy, that they may be at peace, and that they may be able to find a life where they don't need to hate people anymore. Because Buddha said that hatred is never ended by hatred, it is only ended by love. And love does not mean standing there and taking abuse. It means seeing clearly what exactly is happening and choosing your response instead of just reacting. And I haven't really found anything that I can say directly to them that stops their hate. So I choose silence in my words and in my heart, and I refuse to let their hate become my hate. Buddhism actually teaches about hell. And Buddhism teaches that the real hell is the one that we create within ourselves. The hell of anger, the hell of clinging, the hell of yelling, the hell of aggression, the hell of needing to be right. And I refuse to live there. I refuse to let somebody else drag me into the fire that they built for themselves. So when Christians tell me I'm going to hell, I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to fight, I'm not going to shrink. Just let their hate pass through like smoke, because I know who I am, I know my practice, I know my heart. We all have our path. Of course, we have our own views, right? And it takes compassion and respect for other people, just a basic sense of respect to other people, just to let that go, right? And honestly, if somebody's faith requires them to threaten other people with eternal punishment, that's their suffering, not mine. My job is to follow the Buddhist path, to stay awake, to stay kind, compassionate, and to stay loving. I hope this helps. Thank you.